Hello, nerds. That's right. Welcome back to the Nerdlocker podcast. It's been a minute. I'm Brandon still,
And I'm Jimmy.
and we are back.
Now, this is our Halloween special that we talked about forever, right?
Yes, this is the one we were talking about in September. So we're going to talk about all your favorite Halloween movies.
No lie, nerds. We were like Brandon had massive plans, and I don't know if, like with Thanos in his hand, we just got sick and didn't disappear, and we somehow survived a little bit, but we were really sick, so all those plans went away, and nothing happened. Until since the end of August. It was ridiculous.
Just build those massive plans to next year. So get ready now, guys. October is going to be a big month for the podcast.
Huge. We're talking huge.
We're talking the biggest podcast. There's going to be horror movies. We're going to talk all that. So you got you got 10 months to prepare, guys. Fucking start counting down.
You've been warned.
You've been warned. But yeah, it's been a minute. I'm trying to get back on, but yeah, it was either sick or I was sick or he was sick or it was a whole thing. But we're gonna try to get on this, and hopefully the next episode won't be out in March. So we'll just see what happens here. But it's funny because one of the things we wanted to talk about on one of the podcasts that didn't happen was the DC Cinematic Universe and how just nutty and not good it was. And guess what? Like, it's still relevant months later.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, like Aquaman's the next big thing, and they're releasing trailers. We're like weeks away from this thing, and I'm excited only because of Jason Momoa. I'm really not excited because of the footage, not excited because of the story, not excited because of the director. It really is just Jason Momoa, and I'm afraid it's going to be crap, but it'll be okay because Jason Momoa.
It's kind of like the Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot. Now that we know it's Gadot, it's Gal Gadot. She does such a good job. You're like, cool. You're stoked to see her, but you're surrounded by this shit universe, and I think this is a role that Jason Momoa is probably going to kill. But like, I don't know. I don't have hope for anything DC's doing.
No, and it's sad because looking at the trailer, it's just like, man, I just don't see this being good. I can't understand how it's gonna be good. There's too many things going on.
Yeah, like the perfect example. I was talking to Chase when we went and saw one of the screenings, and you look at a movie like The Dark Knight, and if you take the superhero elements out of that movie, it's a really good crime movie.
Yeah.
Right? And I think with Aquaman, you have to look at it like, what if you took this whole movie out from underwater? Does it still, I guess, hold water? And no, I think like there's so much of it that's going to be set on it being in the ocean and underwater and all this that I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for it. But what's driving me crazy is you got like Shazam coming out next year. Today, well, I guess yesterday when you're hearing this now, they announced they're working on a Blue Beetle movie, and now Birds of Prey with the Harley Quinn is it Birds of Prey or Gotham City Sirens they called it.
You know what? I can't remember.
I think they talked about it today. Where the hell was it? But the point is they're moving forward with all of this shit. It's I just feel like they need to stop and just start over because it's okay. This Birds of Prey. Well, I guess it's called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That is the full title of the movie.
Well, see, they're still not learning anything.
I don't know, and it's like I don't think we've talked about it before, but now James Gunn is attached to Suicide Squad 2.
Correct. That's one of the things I think we were going to talk about. And that's like the only excitement I have for DC because he's got a proven track record with teams, with weird teams, with oddball teams, and making them relevant and making a fantastic sequel that I didn't think was possible.
but you're giving him the reins after a first bad movie and being
Yeah,
like, "Here, do what you want." I don't know if we ever. I can't remember if we discussed the James Gunn stuff on any of the other podcasts, which
no.
I'm still very upset about. I mean, I think that was just a bullshit decision. It was. It's very unfortunate. I do wish all of my. I hope like everybody has a Dave Batista in their group of friends though, because that guy has just been
Yeah.
nothing but loyal to him and having his back. But I it's cool to see him get picked up, but I almost wish they would just let him start over with something rather than attach him to a movie that a lot of people didn't like.
Well, I know this is going to sound weird. I'm not a huge fan of this, but GI Joe, the second one, it was surprisingly good, and I didn't think you could do that after the first one.
Okay,
I'm
I didn't see
hoping
it because the first one was so bad to me.
yes, it was, but I don't know how they did it. They used some of the characters from the first one, but spoiler alert, I don't remember how long it's been out. They killed them like right away, and then they went on with the new story, and it
Really?
was it was surprisingly good. And I'm like, wow, I'm not a huge GI Joe fan. I just was curious. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they can do something like that, or even the Fast and the Furious, like that. Somehow the middle chunk of that series franchise got really good, and it's like it didn't start that way, and it certainly didn't sequel up that way. So I don't know how they did that.
I have to disagree on that. I fucking hate all those movies, and I remember I put myself through watching all of them so I could go see the press screening of the latest one, and I was like, these guys have gone from car thieves to like international fucking spies in 4 movies, and I hate
And
it.
it got better, is
I
what you're
hate it
saying.
so much. I mean, like I love seeing The Rock and everything, but I was not about that. But um well, it's just one of those things. It's like even if you make a good DC movie now, you have so much shit. It's kind of like the X-Men movies. Like the X-Men, you had to create a movie to undo some of the movies.
And they went right back and screwed it up
And then they
again.
just fucked it up again.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you think you can turn the DC universe around, being that like you've made the main heroes suck?
Well, that's another thing we didn't talk about because we sort
Guys,
of
a lot has
doing it.
happened since we haven't
Seriously,
been on here.
was that basically Ben Affleck is done. Like there was all those rumors and stuff, but then it came out he's basically done, and there was the rumors about Henry Cavill being done as Superman, and those came out to be not true.
Okay, so that's not true.
Yeah, that came out. In fact, the day we went to record, when I think I was sick that day, um, he came out. Henry came out, was like, I don't know where this is coming from, but absolutely not. And he had like a picture of himself holding himself as the action figure.
See, I
And
thought that was still, I don't know. The fact that you're even like you have like your two of the three big people being like on the
yes,
fence about it isn't a good sign. And Justice
no,
League was, you remember Justice League was supposed to be 2 movies.
yeah,
They were going to split it up into 2 parts, and they just forgot about they just canceled the other half of it. That's
and
supposed to be that's your Avengers, man. Like
yeah, we knew though. I mean, this is going back when we were at that Comic Con, and they announced um, Batman versus Superman, and then it was like, okay, cool, but they had zero information about it. I think it was that the year Man of Steel came out, so they had some success.
I think we were there when they announced Batman versus Superman.
Yes, and they just had no information. They just were, yeah, this is coming out. It's like, okay, cool. What's it about? What's going on? Nothing, nothing. And it wasn't Dawn of Justice at that time. And the more they revealed down the line, months and months, it became so obvious they had no clue what they intended, what they wanted to do. They were just doing it as they went. It's like, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, and guess what? It fucking was, Martha.
It was.
It was
Yeah,
Martha. And then it
exactly.
was like, I don't know, just um then Batman's murdering people and shit. Like the whole thing was just ridiculous. Something I wanted to bring up is, do you think you brought this up, and I just wanted to like elaborate on it. Do you think it's the studio, or do you think it's like? I feel like Marvel goes, look, writers, directors, here's what you're getting, but basically you're making our movie. Do you think
I,
DC is doing the same, or do you think DC's like, hey, you make your superhero movie, and we'll fucking figure it out in between?
I think the more DC fails, the more I think Kevin Feige is a genius. I think that DC did Man of Steel and saw some success with Zack Snyder, and then decided, hey, let's put him in charge. And clearly, they never saw any other Zack Snyder films. And it's like, that was a horrible idea because he took the things, in my opinion, that I hated the worst in Man of Steel, and he upped the ante when he went to Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
And obviously, by this time, I think DC was aware that they had a big problem. But then, the whole thing with his daughter, and it just became a big old mess.
Which is super, super,
So, yeah, that's
that just
that
sucks. Like that
supersedes
totally
anything.
sucks, and like, yeah, that was awful. But
Yeah, and
um,
then they tried to fix it with Jeff Johns sort of being promoted to supervisor of the whole universe, and I'm not sure he ever got a fair shake
no,
because Suicide Squad was already done. You had Wonder Woman, which was good. That had come out, so that was a good one. But there was another one. Oh, Justice League, duh. Justice League was the. I'm sorry, Justice League was the one where Zack Snyder's daughter.
yeah, he had to leave halfway through, and then like
Yes,
Joss Whedon stepped in to help it out. But it's like
it's already a big mess.
it was all, yeah, like you can't fix something if you're missing parts. Like,
Exactly. So it was just then that's when it's like, okay, Jeff Snyder, or I'm sorry, Jeff Johns is taking the reins, but how much can he actually do? How much has already been filmed? Can he really fix anything? And I don't know if we've seen a fair shake from what he can do yet or not. And if we have, then I'm really disappointed in him because if anybody knows the DC universe, it's him. I
yeah.
know we have some info about Scott Snyder getting a bigger uh, role, and he obviously knows it too. But it's just like I don't know who's screwing it up and who's making it bad. But the constant definitely seems to be Warner Brothers.
Now,
And
here's the thing, like in favor of Warner Brothers, like
mhm,
I think the movies, they are letting these writers and directors kind of do what they want, because when it comes to like the animated stuff, or even, I don't know if you subscribed to DC Universe, their
no,
streaming service.
no,
Titans is like 8 episodes in, and it's pretty fucking entertaining. Like, I'm really excited for Doom Patrol, and I'm really excited for Swamp Thing, and Young Justice is coming back, which is great. And Death of Superman just came out. They did Gotham by Gaslight. Like, all of that is knocking it out of the park. So I don't know, like, what the difference is when they look at these things, but
and that's a good point because I very much like a lot of their animation movies, and their TV shows are pretty good, and I love Teen Titans Go. That stuff's awesome.
I
So
want
it's
to see
like
that movie. I really did want to see that movie.
I don't understand how, for some reason, when it comes to the live action stuff, they cannot, they can't do it. So you might be right. I don't know who's messing up, but clearly somebody is, and maybe it's one of those things where, Ryan Johnson in Star Wars, all these people are getting keys to the kingdom, and they're like, "Oh, I can make my favorite superhero movie," and it's like, no, you really need somebody at the top saying, "No, no, no, that Superman doesn't do that," or Batman doesn't kill people. We can't do that.
Like, rule one,
Yeah,
Batman doesn't murder anyone.
exactly. And we just don't have that person doing that to keep this sort of continuity, not continuity in the movies, but continuity with the characters.
The other point I want to go back to is, you said, like, people being like, oh, I can make my superhero movie. It's like, yeah, but if you're a fan, like, if you gave me the keys to that, I would be like, let's just do this graphic novel. Like,
Yeah.
just do this storyline from you know, blank rider because it's the fucking coolest shit.
And that's one thing I'm holding out hope with Aquaman because it seems like they've sort of taken a little bit of Return of the King or Throne of Atlantis and integrated it. Obviously, it's an origin story here, but I feel like they've done a little bit of that, which is one of my favorite storylines in
Yeah.
recent comics. So I'm hoping that's the
Do
case.
we know if this takes place after Justice League? I assume it does.
I, you know what?
I just thought about that right now.
I I don't honestly know because I don't really remember Justice League all that well. But was he king then?
No.
Yeah, then it must be after.
Because like he meets Mara, and I'm not sure. Like, 'cause I hold on. Justice League happened and Man of Steel happened. Okay, so this is after because he runs into Mara and they don't seem to like really know each other.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to be like a little before and a little after, I guess.
So he's got some fun memories of Steppenwolf
I
and
mean, let's not kid ourselves. Jason Momoa is going to kick ass. Like
oh yeah.
I have no doubt about that. I think Jason Momoa is going to fucking kill this role because he's fun and have you seen him at like comic conventions? Like,
I've seen pictures and my one of my favorite memes is Henry Cavill walking the red carpet like trying
oh,
to
him
look
coming up
all
behind.
cool and stud and there's Jason Momoa just being
Yeah.
like little brother like I'm going to fuck with you.
They
It's like I love that guy.
he continually gets asked to take these photos where like
Oh
he's
yeah.
hugging the girl and pushing the guy away. And the
Yeah.
thing I love about it is he fucking loves to take those pictures. Like he's always like, hell yeah. Like he hella gets into pushing dudes away from their girlfriends.
That's what I mean.
It's fucking
He's like the
hilarious
biggest
to me.
he I don't know how many times he has tweeted or whatever or even been in public and I'm assuming they uh, coordinate this, but with Amelia Clark, or he'll tweet at her, and
Yeah.
it's like "Son of my son, moon of my moon," whatever they say from Game of Thrones. Like he hasn't been on it in like 7 years, but still, it's like they have that special relationship. And I know it's fake, I get it, but
Yeah.
it's just so cool how he's all about that. I
Yeah.
love it.
No,
He's
I
awesome.
like he seems like a really cool guy. I hope this movie at least opens more doors from him, even if it's not good. I hope they're like, hey, check out this action star we now have because
Yeah,
I think he's earned it. And although remember he was up for Drax, and at first everyone's like he would be perfect. I'm really glad he didn't get that role. Like
yeah.
Aquaman movie may not be good, but we might get a chance. I'm just trying to look at like the positive in this.
No, I totally agree, and I think we will see more of him. But I think he's one of those guys who he picks projects that he just thinks are fun and he wants to do. He
Yeah.
doesn't really um, do it for the money or anything, and it helps that I'm assuming his wife has money. But
Isn't he married to like
Lisa
Lenny?
Bonet,
Wasn't that Lenny Kravitz's wife or something?
yeah, she's also a Cosby kid, so she's got some of that old kid money.
Ah, okay. Some of that hush money from Bill
Not
Cosby.
that kind of kid,
No, I know. I'm fucking with
Dicko.
you.
Don't
he's
ruin my childhood. Worse.
he's been in jail since we last recorded.
Yeah, that's true. He's been convicted in jail.
Oh boy. Well, that got dark. Well,
You'd
hey
almost think
guys.
he worked for our president,
Oh Jesus, yeah.
the way he was convicted.
Oh
Anyhow,
boy, it is crazy how much has happened since we last recorded.
yeah,
The I guess the next thing we could talk about is Marvel. While we're still waiting on that next Avengers trailer that fucking should drop hopefully sometime before May because that's when the fucking movie comes out. Um, Netflix has canceled Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and as of right now, like
yeah.
an hour or two ago, Daredevil.
That's the one I think we can all say, "What? Really?
Did you
Okay.
watch season 3 of Daredevil?
Yeah, I loved it.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah, I think I was honestly I felt better about season 2 of Iron Fist, but it was still kind of like whatever. I could take it or leave it. Um, Jessica Jones was boring as all get out to me. Second
Oh
season.
yeah, God, that one dragged.
Oh, so and honestly, Luke Cage, I was like, man, you guys seem to be telling a very long story when it doesn't need to be this long. And so it was not as good as what I thought the first season was. So when season 3 of Daredevil came up, I was like, all right, I hope they don't screw this up. And I was thrilled. So good.
God, fucking
So good.
Bullseye was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio, that is his fucking
Can't say
role.
enough. Can't say
Jesus.
enough about Kingpin. I mean, he's amazing at just about everything he does, but I know we have the late Michael Clark Duncan as the only other really Kingpin, and it's not like he did a horrible job or anything,
No,
but
that movie was just surrounded in shit.
it really was. But I can't see anybody else ever playing Kingpin.
No,
He is
he's
so amazing.
absolutely incredible.
And
And I
to me,
mean,
he captures that undertone of I am the most powerful person here, but I don't need to scream in your face to tell you that. But then when he loses his shit, it seems to always be in a car. When he loses his shit and beats the shit out of somebody, it's like,
yeah,
oh my God, the rage inside of you is
do not tell
crazy.
him anything else. Like, do not tell him anything bad in a car because you'll
Yeah,
probably die. Like,
yeah,
don't deliver bad news near a car to him, or you're fucking dead.
yeah. And in season 3, that dude had nothing to do with anything. It was
No,
just like,
he was just like,
here,
hey, guess what?
yeah. It's like, here, let me take your jacket. Okay, you're dead.
He just fucking murdered his ass.
Yeah,
Oh fuck!
you are
But no, I
dead.
thought that was so well done. Like as soon as he's in there and you see everyone getting shot and it's like, oh my god, this is fucking Bullseye, and I cannot wait to see more of that. But the thing is that with them getting canceled, is at first you were kind of like, well, Iron Fist wasn't really that strong,
Yeah,
like season 2 is better than season 1, but I understand. Maybe we'll see him in Luke Cage. And then it's like, guess what, guys? Luke Cage is getting canceled. And
yeah,
I enjoyed season 2, but I, I was like, damn, well, okay, now they're both gone, or maybe they'll rework Heroes for Hire show.
yeah. That's
Maybe they'll do
exactly what I thought.
something. Yeah, maybe they're kind of because the what was it? Was it um was Iron Fist on Luke Cage or was Luke Cage on Iron Fist? Luke Cage was on Iron Fist, right? Or is it the other way around?
I think it was both, wasn't it?
Did they both appear?
Because I
Either
remember
way,
Luke Cage was in the club.
yeah. Okay, so no, he appeared on Iron Fist, I think.
No, I'm sorry, the other way around. Danny was in the club
Okay,
with
yeah,
Luke near the end of the season.
yeah, and they beat the shit out of people, and it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was thinking that's what they were going with, but now with the cancellation of Daredevil, I really think Disney's just having Netflix cancel these so they can bring them back over to their streaming service, which is out in is it out in January already?
yeah. Okay, you know what? They keep saying no. I think it's further into 2019
Oh, is it later on in like third quarter? I think
because they say 2019, and that seems so far away, but that's not obviously.
it's
So
fucking December when you're
I know.
probably
So
December when you're listening to
it might be
this.
next month for all I know.
Yeah,
But it is. What was the other one I was?
late
Oh,
2019. Okay.
I had a different thought that, and you would know this because you're a comic nerd. I thought maybe Netflix was pulling a Boom Studios when they had the Disney license and was doing Darkwing Duck. That's the one I'm going to go for. That comic was amazing. And then out of nowhere, Boom stopped. And it was because Disney bought Marvel and they basically, Disney told Boom, we're going to end your contract when the time's up and we're going to go with, Marvel because that's who we bought. And Boom just stopped making them. They're like, screw you. We're not going to further your characters and make you more money. We're done. And I kind of got that sense with Netflix that they're like, screw you. We're not going to make your character popular. We're not going to make your comic books sell more. We're not going to do any of that. We're done making your stuff.
That could be it, but you haven't heard any. I mean, Punisher season 2 is filming right now, right?
Yeah, and I kind of was. That's the only outlier, unless it was one of those things where, like, well, we already started this. We already know it's popular. This is our last hurrah. We're gonna do this, and it might just be one of those things where it's not necessarily nefarious. It's they can't film a new season of Daredevil by the time the rights
Yeah.
leave. It could be something just like
But we
that.
haven't heard anything on Jessica Jones yet, and she's, that season 2 ended before any of these other ones even started. So
And that was so, to me, it was so bad.
that was
It
the
was
worst
not
of any of
interesting.
them, to be honest with you. And it's
Yeah.
hard to say that because season 1 was fucking amazing.
Yeah. It was. It was. And I think the main problem with her is the Purple Man was so good
Ah, fucking
that,
David Tennant, man.
yeah, when you don't have as strong a villain, it's like, not as good.
I mean, I like that he kind of reappeared, but I think you could have done more with that to get people like
Yeah.
more. But then the other thing is if you rely too much on that, it's like, oh, okay, so he's the only strong thing you can give her.
And honestly, I don't know enough about her comic character to say who her other villains are. So I have no clue. I only know the Purple Man.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't really read Alias. My Jessica Jones was whenever she was in Avengers or
Yeah.
New Avengers with Bendis, and the Luke Cage stuff. But I can't say enough good things about season 1. Season 1 was so good,
Yeah.
and
For sure.
well, I'm hoping that this is also that they can bring over, you know, these characters and continue it on the Disney streaming because I do think there's a lot of potential that they just kind of cut out.
Well, I read this sucks. Was reading something about the Russo brothers talking about Avengers 4, and they said we don't know when Avengers 5, if it exists, will come out. There's a lot of wrangling going on. Kevin Feige doesn't know. They don't know because they haven't really talked to him about it. But he assumes they're going to work working on integrating the Fox stuff that they just obviously got,
Oh fuck! I
meaning
can't
X Men
wait.
and Fantastic Four and stuff. But the one that he said that was really like, is like we had plans to include the Netflix universe, those characters, but just the rights are so caught up in where they are right now that it was not worth the hassle of waiting and
Man,
haggling. And I'm like, oh, dude, that would have been so cool.
like to see fucking Luke Cage and
Yeah,
oh man, that would have been so dope.
I know. I was like, dude, that because I mean that's one of the cool things about a lot of the well, not a lot, but the Punisher could definitely easily make it. But Kingpin is a villain of Spider-Man, big time.
Yeah,
So it would have been cool to see that
Vincent
interaction.
D'Onofrio throw Tom Holland through a
Oh
fucking wall.
God,
Like,
that'd been
good
hilarious.
God.
Yeah, and obviously then Daredevil would almost kind of be a mentor directly with Spider-Man, or could be, um, just because they're in the same city doing stuff.
Yeah,
But
which
it could have been fun, and I'm bummed that they couldn't do that.
well, I mean, hopefully we get more of that. Like I'm thinking this is really going to open the door for a lot of things and keep people
Yeah.
interested, which is really cool. Now with them getting this back, it's still not totally official. It's like official, it's officially unofficial, right? Or
With what?
unofficially official, the Fox thing.
No, it happened. I mean, it's
For sure. Like there's
yeah.
no like I thought they
When was
still
it?
had to iron out a couple things and sign paper. Like they can't use it yet, but
Oh no, that I think you're correct. They can't use it yet, but I thought you were referring to was it? I don't think it was Warner Brothers. Somebody was trying to come in at last minute. Comcast. Somebody was trying to buy it, and they upped the price. And there was kind of this back and forth with, oh shit, I don't know if Disney's gonna go after it. I mean, they obviously should, but will they? And then they had to up their price, and then the other whatever
well
couldn't
with
handle it.
them getting it now, I mean, you get Fantastic Four, you get the
Mhm.
X-Men. I know they're really focusing on Eternals now as like the next big space thing for Marvel, but um what I and this is what I was wondering. I've been thinking about this for a minute. What do you like if say Aquaman bombs, right?
Mhm.
Which it might. Um, what do you think the chances are of Marvel getting away with doing something with Namor?
Well, they can't. Neymar's owned by Universal, or not owned, but the rights are with Universal.
See,
So
I thought because he was more Fantastic Four centric, he was with Fox.
no, for some reason,
Really? God
yeah,
damn.
Universal still. I don't understand it, but they have the rights to Hulk and Namor.
But I'm saying if
And
they okay, well, I wonder if they could like use him in Avengers without doing a solo Namor. Because like, I if you're moving Black Panther into like the front of the team, like
Yeah.
you could really have a movie where Namor's like, "Hey, I'm from Atlantis, and fuck you guys." Like,
Yeah, especially if you're going to have the X-Men with the mutants.
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty cool. He's worked there before. He's considered a mutant, I guess.
well, yeah, and it's just like, well, you don't
So,
even have to have him be a hero. Like, I'd rather see
yeah.
Namor be a fucking prick to everybody.
Well, usually he
Yeah,
is.
usually he
So,
is a prick to everybody. Like, I don't want to see him fighting with the like. I want to see him fighting with the Avengers out of like, well, this affects Atlantis, but we're not friends. Like, that's
yeah,
what I want to
exactly.
see.
Exactly. But no, from what I know and remember, it's still a Universal Studios thing, and I'm assuming Universal seems to be the smart one of all these people. Like I'm still floored and angry. I haven't seen the movie, but that Sony made Venom, and that Venom has made so
Oh,
much
you didn't.
money, and it's doing well. That it's like, are you going to take Spider-Man back because you think you know how to do it now?
You
You guys suck.
fucking you didn't see Venom.
No, was it good?
Oh my god. I fucking hated that movie.
Okay. I thought you're going
So
the other
god
way.
no, so goddamn much. Like, and I cannot believe the amount of people that enjoyed it, thought it was funny, like nothing, and please, nothing against Tom Hardy or anyone else that acted in that movie. Like, you're all great, accomplished actors, but Jesus Christ, that was a fucking mess. And like the CGI was even bad.
Oh, that's not good.
There were times that I'm like, that looks like it's not finished.
Ooh, that's really not good.
I mean,
How's
Tom
that possible?
Hardy, Michelle Williams, fucking two of you right there, just amazing. There's, are you gonna like, are you gonna see the movie if you have plans to like see it,
You
or
can say whatever you want. I will on HBO or something.
there's a mid credit scene, and it's so it, he looks so bad. I'm not excited, and there were people in the theater that audibly like gasped with excitement, and I was like, motherfuckers, like you're you have the perfect opportunity. You put Peter Parker in space to give him the symbiote and let Marvel give Sony money. You know what I mean? They're making
Yeah.
Sony money. It's free money. You don't,
Mhm.
I wish every day someone come up to me like, you stay at home and we'll do this and you still get paid. I wish every day when I walk out the door for work that happens. And Marvel's offering that to Sony, and Sony's like, we're gonna do an expanded Spider Verse without Spider Man. But in the extra credit scenes, he goes to prison and visits Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy,
Oh God, I
and
was.
he's wearing a red wig that is just,
Oh my God,
oh, it's so bad.
that sounds awful. And I
He
was
look
wondering because Woody gave it away that he was Carnage, and I was like, how are you having Venom and Carnage in the same movie? Thinking it was actually a big role. That actually makes sense. But
No,
damn, that
it
sucks.
looks he looks and like that's another one. Accomplished actor, fucking one of the greatest living actors right now. And I'm just like, man, I'm not a, you have Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson in a movie where they're gonna fight, and I'm not excited.
And this is what sucks. Is it what did I see it was compared to? Like it made more money than Wonder Woman or something
Yeah,
ridiculous?
it beat Wonder Woman.
And it's like, oh my God, they're gonna just keep making these movies then.
Yeah. Oh, I knew it. As soon as fucking opening weekend, I saw that number and I was like, we're getting a fucking sequel. It's fucking happening. There's nothing we can do about it.
And and it does. It makes me nervous because I see like I go back to Universal made the Eric Bana Hulk and it sucked so bad. But they didn't make another one, and then whatever agreement they made, they gave the rights back to Marvel. Marvel realized to this point nobody wants to see a Hulk only movie. So we've gotten him heavily in Thor, gotten him in Avengers. Awesome.
Wait, were you talking about Ang Lee Hulk, or are you talking about Edward
Yes.
Norton Hulk?
No.
Okay,
The
because
Eric
I
Bana.
enjoyed the Edward Norton Hulk still.
No. I love that. I'm
Yeah,
talking about the one where Eric Bana played.
yeah, that was
Oh,
with the mute with the gamma dogs and
and Nick Nolte.
Nick.
Yeah,
That was in fucking Nick
fucking
Nolte.
awesome, awful.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that in the theater. Not, I've never been so disappointed at that point. Uh,
but it was early.
yeah,
Justice League hadn't come out yet.
yeah. I mean, I'm even talking about prequels, Star Wars being better than that Hulk movie. Anywho,
Well, speaking
uh,
about Star Wars, are you excited for The Mandalorian and all the other stuff coming to the Disney? Like, is that stuff you're going to be?
is there sugar and syrup? Yes. I said this from the beginning when Disney bought Lucasfilm. There are going to be Star Wars things that I just won't like. Just won't. Way it is. But they're going to keep making it, so there's going to be a lot of stuff I do like. And I think a lot of these people that knock the new Star Wars stuff or that Disney's doing with them, which I can't fathom why you would do that, don't remember or weren't alive. There was a time where Return of the Jedi came out and we got nothing. And then we got like Ewok Adventure and the
It
cartoon
was just
droids. And it was
a
like,
lull.
oh, I guess this is all we get with Star Wars. Okay.
It's over.
So coming to this point where I hated Last Jedi. I'll be honest. There were some amazing things about it, but overall, I just felt like they destroyed the Star Wars universe that had been built up for 40 years. But they're going to make another movie, and hopefully I'll like it more. No problem. And even if I don't like it more, they're going to make another one after that. Cool. No problem. And even with all that, they're still making books. The comic books are fucking awesome at the
Dude,
moment.
have you been reading the Vader comic book?
I haven't in a while, but I had read
Oh.
it up to I can't remember what number, but I'd read it for a while. Yeah,
It's ending, and then I think they're starting another one. I think they're just doing like extended stories and then starting it
yeah,
over with it. It's been God, both of them have been so good. This one's fucking great. Like I am the comics are fucking amazing right now.
yeah. If you're not and take a chance in some of the goofy. What's it, Doctor?
Oh,
Shoot,
Arfa, what is it? I'm
yeah, I
saying it.
haven't read it in a
I'm
while, but
saying
that one, I was like, what the hell is this? This is a kid's book or something. And I started. I'm like, this is definitely not a kid's book. I'm like, holy crap, this is actually a fantastic story. I
it.
love
Yeah.
that character.
I
As
mean
yeah, shit, I can't remember
you're
her name.
getting a lot of good Star Wars stuff out of this,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm so excited for one, The Mandalorian.
Mhm.
Two, they're having I fucking hate when we do this and I don't remember names. Um, the character from Rogue One, what's his
Oh
name?
yeah. The Latino. What's his name? Shoot.
Um,
Yeah, I know you're talking about Diego
right?
Luna. I can't
Yeah,
remember his character
no,
name
I
though.
don't. I can't remember his character's name for the fucking life of me. But um, either way,
Cassian.
okay, he's getting a limited series.
Yeah,
I love that they're doing some limited Marvel stuff with this too. You're gonna get Scarlet Witch with Vision featured. You're gonna get Loki, and then you're gonna get a Falcon and Bucky, like five episode shit that's in continuity on Disney. I'm so fucking excited.
and that's the thing. Yeah, me too. But that's the only thing that makes me nervous about the Netflix shows. Is it's like, oh, they're using like cinematic characters. Are they going to even care about these Netflix ones?
I mean,
But I'm
I
super
think
excited
they
about what they're doing.
yeah. I mean, I feel like they will. Like I feel like but there's a what's there's a demographic for all of them.
Yes.
So I mean, I think there are people that really enjoy the cinematic characters, and there's people that really enjoy you know, the Netflix characters.
And I think they have a better opportunity to make money than Netflix simply because like they're making a Tron ride at Disney World. It's like they refuse to make another Tron movie or even the animation.
But here's a
But
ride.
yeah, so I mean, they get people excited to go to Star Wars World, or I don't know how they could ever do a Marvel World because I believe Universal Studios has a Marvel World, but they get to do all these other opportunities that Netflix just can't do. Or like Netflix is constantly underwhelming with merchandise.
Dude, speaking of Tron, the fucking animated series, that was so good.
Oh, it was so good. It
That
told
was
so much
surprisingly
more.
good. Like I
Yeah,
was not prepared for that.
yeah, I wasn't either. I don't believe I watched it from the beginning. I mean, when it first came out, I was like, whatever. I'm not. I'm an
I think
adult. I'm
I
not an
started with
animation
like
guy.
background stuff, and then I
Yeah,
was like, "Holy shit! Like this is
yeah, it
very
was so
good."
good. And that's another thing. Disney's killing it. I wish they kept that, but going back to Star Wars, what they did with Clone Wars, and they're quote unquote finishing up that story, which is awesome, revisiting it animation wise. And then with Rebels, oh my God, so good.
Okay, so Rebels, I did not get to finish, and I plan on sitting because I loved the Clone Wars stuff,
Yeah,
and I really liked how they started bringing that, like they made it all connect, which I really liked. And I kind of fell off the beginning when they got reintroduced to the surviving clones.
yeah,
But I
with
do want to
Rebels.
finish that, and I heard really really great things
Oh
about it.
man, they do some. I can't, man. Damn it, I can't tell you, Brandon.
Ah,
But they
fuck,
do some amazing stuff with characters
really?
and especially from the Clone Wars. And yeah, it's almost like an adult watching cartoons, but it's almost heartbreaking. Yeah,
God
you gotta
damn.
watch it.
Okay, well I'll get on that season because yeah, I've been meaning to. So but yeah, I really am excited for the Disney one. Like I said, if you haven't given the DC one a shot, I've enjoyed it. I mean, maybe you might want to wait till they have a couple more shows on there. Um, Young Justice starts in January. I fucking love that show. I've wanted that show to come back since it was canceled. Um, but yeah, like not to end stuff on negative because we were negative for a good portion of this, but DC's doing some good stuff. It just isn't in a movie theater.
Yeah, and they're honestly, I'm not exactly sure what their comic books are doing at the moment. Meaning overall, how can I say this? Like DC or New 52 kind of knew that they had a plan when they were coming to DC or New 52. You knew they were ending it and starting something new and whatever. I'm not sure what they're doing overall collectively, but individual books, like I'm reading Action Comics, Superman, Batman, and Flash right now, and they're highly entertaining and awesome.
Flash has been really good lately. I'm loving
Yeah,
Batman. I'm loving Tom King on Batman. Um, I'm
yeah,
not trying to be negative with Superman because it's Bendis right now. I'm trying to just
yeah. I'm trying to give him a chance because I'm like I'm
yeah
not sure where you're going with this. I really liked where Action Comics was going. We didn't even get to do that thousandth issue of a comic. Fucking awesome.
yeah
Loved how they did it. So cool. Nothing super special about that book other than everybody coming together basically to celebrate the man.
yeah
And he's not my favorite superhero, but he's definitely been around the longest and he's basically started all this shit. So
yeah
and he's from Cleveland, by the way.
yeah
Um
yeah. It's
yeah,
uh-huh, cool. I mean, he's technically from Krypton. He was just created in Cleveland.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
From
they could
Cleveland.
have lived anywhere.
From Cleveland.
But
We
no,
do have more astronauts than anywhere else, so that could be why.
more astronauts per
More astronauts
capita.
from Ohio than anywhere else.
No shit. Well, I mean, there's nothing to
That's
do. You shoot for the stars. You're like, I'm gonna go up
that's the,
there.
that's always the next joke is yeah, because nobody wants to be in Ohio. They're always trying to leave.
I've never been, and I am looking forward to going to Cleveland at some point. I know it's gonna happen. So
Liar.
I just like talking shit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, those are some good books right now. Anything else talking about?
I'm trying to think what else I've been reading.
Like I
I
said,
would
Star
say
Wars
just
books been good.
real books, novels. Got into Odd Thomas, fucking awesome. Dean Koontz. Um, basically, I'm lying. I don't read. I listen to books, and it's easier to do. But yeah, Odd Thomas is awesome by Dean Koontz. And if you are in the Star Wars mood, Thorn, he has two. one with himself, and then one where he teams up with Darth Vader, which was awesome because he does this thing where they go back and forth and tell a prequel story with Anakin and Thrawn teaming up,
Oh,
and
what?
then tell a story with Darth Vader and Thrawn teaming up. And ostensibly, he doesn't know that it's the same guy, but he knows.
That's fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
if you're not reading Justice League or Avengers, check that shit out because Jason Aaron is writing Avengers, and 10 issues in, it is fucking great. And just Scott Snyder is writing Justice League, and it's amazing. Like
Oh, that's good to know.
he's literally, it's like he has the Legion of Doom. They are the Legion of Doom. They are going up against the Justice League. It's really cool because it feels like it almost feels like Unlimited in a way. Like it's the same basic team as Unlimited for the most part, the animated series.
Hmm.
And it's really good. And that's they just finished a giant Aquaman story, and I'm really excited that these two flagship teams kind of are being taken serious, because for a while there it was like there were 9 Avenger books and no one gave a shit about any of them, and now Jason Aaron's in charge and he's fucking killing it.
That's cool.
Yeah, this issue 10 was just such a setup for so much stuff. I can't wait.
I'll be
uh,
honest. When shoot, I can't remember now if it was the New 52. I guess it was the New 52 when Jeff Johns took over Justice League. I was a little disappointed. I didn't
when
think he did a fantastic job. I don't. I don't remember who did it when they relaunched with
yeah, okay,
Rebirth.
it was no, it was Jeff Johns.
With Rebirth.
Yeah, and then he kind of wrote that out for a while, and they switched it off, and then he came back and kind of finished it. And I don't know, it was but I feel like New 52 was so lost at that point that not as many people were willing to give it a shot.
That
um
might be.
and I mean, it was a cool story with Darkseid and all that. I did enjoy it, but there's something about Scott Snyder writing it right now. You can just tell he's like, it's cool because he wrote Batman for so long, and it was so down to earth and down to Gotham, and now it's like we're going to space and all this other shit. Oh, and something else to look out for: Conan the Barbarian coming from Marvel. It's new ongoing, and it's written by Jason Aaron with art by Mahmoud Assar.
Hmm,
And holy shit, I can't wait for this. If
that's
you,
cool.
yeah, if you're a Jason Aaron fan, I mean, what he's been doing in Thor, him writing Conan, I think is just going to be fucking sweet as hell. So
I don't think I've ever read a Conan book.
I haven't either. I never have, but the fact that he's on it, and like I'm telling you, Thor right now is one of the best books out there. Everything Jason Aaron touches right now is gold. So I'm definitely giving this a shot.
Where am I remembering wrong? Didn't Cubby review a bunch of Conan books
I think
back when
he
we did,
did.
and he loved it?
So this is going to be fucking up his alley too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
All right, guys. Well, there we are. Sorry it took 4 months.
Yeah. Well, this is now a quarterly
It's a
episode, so
quarterly episode of the Nerdlocker podcast. We'll see you all in 2019. Don't forget to
see you
vote.
next year.
Don't forget to vote. That's what I meant to tell you guys at the beginning of this month. Don't forget to vote.
Well,
Um,
it depends. We were all supportive last time, and look what fucking happened. So if you're Republican, I'm sorry. Fuck off.
Stay home.
Vote correctly.
Okay. Don't forget to vote correctly.
Yeah.
I hope.
I,
Well, if you live in Nevada, the 6 of you that live in Las Vegas and listen to this, we went blue. So thanks for
exactly.
voting.
It's a good day.
Everyone else, thanks for, I don't know,
Now we
just
can celebrate with weed instead of having to use it to live.
exactly. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Make sure to check us out on all the social media bullshits, the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram, and uh, yeah, like us on YouTube. Anything
Yeah.
else? Yeah, that's it. All right,
Word.
cool. Thanks for listening, guys, and until next time, hopefully have a nerdy week, not a nerdy month or 4 months.
Nice.